You're listening to the Life Coaching Secrets Podcast, episode 213. Did you know that life coaches are needed now more than ever? I'm Frank Macri, founder of Thriving Coach Academy. I've trained over 1,000 coaches and helped them launch their own successful coaching businesses. If you want to make an incredible income and impact as a coach and have a lot of fun doing it, I'll show you exactly how to get it done. This is Life Coaching Secrets. What's up, coaches? In this episode, I'm going to talk about the truth regarding job security and why coaching is the most secure career. So have you ever stayed in a job not because you love it, but because it just feels safe? Or maybe the paycheck shows up, the benefits feel decent, and the routine is pretty predictable? Well, if so, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that associate job security with having a boss, having a title, and having a place to clock in. But the truth is, what feels comfortable isn't always the most secure. So in this episode, I'm going to unpack one of the biggest myths in our culture, and that it's the idea that security comes from working for somebody else. I'm going to share with you why real job security is something that you create. Okay, it is not something that you're given. And I'll go over why building a coaching business might just be the most secure decision you can make for your income and for your freedom and for your future. So there's a myth that security comes from another job. Your security really comes from you. Now, job security is a term that a lot of people would really benefit from re-examining. So a lot of people hesitate to leave their jobs because they think that it's too risky. They think, what if I lose my steady paycheck? I'm going to lose my benefits. But I want you to consider, what if staying in your job is actually a bigger risk? And I'm going to share with you some reasons why. Firstly, your income is in someone else's hands. In a traditional job, your financial future is controlled by your employer, not by you. So at any given moment, you can be laid off, you can be replaced, or the company could downsize due to restructuring or economic downturns. So even if you're a high performer, your job is truly never secure because you don't own it. A lot of people will spend decades of their lives climbing the corporate career ladder, only to realize that they were just chasing stability, but not actually fulfillment. So it's a question to consider. What's riskier to you? Is it pursuing a career you love and building your own security, or staying stuck in a job that drains you for the next 10, 20, 30 years? Every year that you stay in a job that doesn't excite you is a year that you could have spent building something truly yours. And I could relate to this feeling because I experienced it before I got into coaching. I had taken on some jobs and I knew that there was more potential inside me. I knew that I wanted more freedom. I felt stuck. I felt trapped. And that's where I realized that entrepreneurship really is the key. And it's not just any kind of business to start, but really a business that gives you the flexibility and the fulfillment that a coaching business does. So your jobs don't actually provide security. I want you to understand. The only real job security is from you having skills that can generate income anywhere at any time. Let me share that one more time. The only real job security is by having skills that can generate income anywhere, anytime. It's like the expression, skills pay the bills. So if you're able to learn a skill, and then you're able to learn how to monetize that skill, you've created job security. And coaching is a skill that you can monetize and provide to others and give them value. It's a skill that allows you to create your own income stream instead of relying on a paycheck. Okay? The world changes quite quickly as you realize, even just over the past few years. So much of our world has changed. Right? Industries come and go, companies go bankrupt, jobs become obsolete. But I want you to understand that as long as there are people who want to grow, which there always will be, coaching will always be in demand. I've been in the industry for over a decade, and I've seen, with all of the insane changes our world has gone through, the coaching industry has continued to grow and skyrocket. So, one of the biggest ideas about job security is that it comes from working for somebody else. Okay. And if you've thought this up until now, then it's not your fault because it's the idea that we're fed from our society. The truth, though, is that when you work a traditional job for somebody else, you are at the mercy of your employer. Your salary, your job, your future, it all depends on decisions that are being made by somebody else. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to live that way. When you are a coach, though, when you have your own coaching business, you get to be in full control over your career, over the income you earn, and also over your own growth. And if you're someone who values growth like myself, I want to be able to constantly grow and learn and evolve. I remember I had some jobs before I got into coaching where I felt like I was doing the same monotonous work. It wasn't helping me really grow. I just felt like my potential was staying very small, or my potential was there, just it was being trapped. So, one of the things to know about your coaching business is that your business grows as you grow, right? Oftentimes in a corporate job, your growth is very limited. So, you might spend years waiting to get that promotion or get that raise. Whereas with coaching, your income is directly tied with your skill set. It's tied with your confidence. It's tied with the value that you offer to others. You really get to go as fast as you want to go. I'm a very fast-paced person. I don't like things to take longer than they need to take. I want to learn. I want to evolve. I want to take action right away. So as you become a better coach and more confident, you can charge more and attract higher paying clients. We have many clients who go through Thriving Coach Academy. We do data on our students. Over 50% enroll paying clients within a couple of months after their first module. Now, a lot of times people are often surprised when they hear that because they have the assumption that you need to wait a really long time before you can start seeing results for yourself. With your own business, you are not stuck in one lane, right? You can expand into many different opportunities. With coaching, it's really fun because you can decide to do one-on-one coaching, but if you're someone who likes variety, you don't want to keep doing the same thing, you can branch off and do group coaching. You can do retreats, workshops. You can create digital products and courses and more. And I've done all these things over the years, and it's been fun because every year is different. Every year I get to create something new. And this is what you get to enjoy as a coach. A lot of our students and graduates in the academy, they're really able to go in the direction that their passion is calling them with their business. So if they really want to be on stage and they want to lead transformational events, they do a lot of workshops and public speaking. And if they want to just keep themselves more in the comfort of their home and just make an impact virtually, they focus more on the one-on-one virtual sessions or the group sessions. So the more that you grow, the more opportunities you can create. And the more opportunities you create, the more lives you change and the more income you have also. You get to really grow at your own pace. And that is something that for me, as someone who values growth and freedom, those are my top two values. That's something I really needed from any kind of work I was going to do. What's also really exciting is that with coaching, you get to decide your salary. So in traditional jobs, raises are often small and they're often very slow. Right? Typically, it might be a 3 to 4% annual raise. That's quite common. So that means if you start with a $50,000 salary, it could take 10 plus years to reach $75,000. It could take a long time. But when you're a coach, you decide what you want to charge. When I got started as a coach, I think I was charging like $30 per session. That was back when I charged per session. Then as my confidence grew and my skills grew, as I started having more client success stories, I gave myself a raise, which also is really fun to say. Like, imagine just deciding one day that you're going to give yourself a raise. It's a really fun experience to have. And you can do it whenever you want. You don't have to wait every quarter, every year. So I remember I decided one day I'm going to charge $100 an hour. I'm going to charge $250. I'm going to charge $500 per session. I'm going to start bundling sessions together and charge $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, etc. for my coaching. So my business didn't just grow, it exponentially increased because I wasn't waiting on someone else to determine my worth, right? You get to earn what you decide you want to earn. Okay. And with coaching as well, no one can fire you. You have complete career control. In a job, there could be all these layoffs I mentioned earlier. The company can suddenly restructure and people can get wiped out from their careers that they've spent so much time thinking they were so secure in. They could just see it gone overnight, no matter how hard you work, no matter how loyal you are to the company. But as a coach, you get to own your income stream, right? No one can lay you off. No one can cut your hours. No one can eliminate your position. I think especially like if you want to provide for others and like family and just loved ones that you want to provide for, like wouldn't you want to have as much freedom and control as possible when it comes to your income? Like I would not want to put that in someone else's hands and let them decide that for me and my family. So what makes coaching so secure as well is how I want to go over some of the reasons why coaching especially is the most secure career path. One is accessibility. Okay, like a lot of other jobs that require, and even like if, because not every entrepreneurial endeavor is created equally. You can still decide to start your own business, but there could be limitations with the type of industry you get into. So with a lot of businesses, they might be brick and mortar businesses where it requires a physical storefront, and you've got to deal with all of the things that come with having a physical location. What makes coaching so incredible is that you can work from anywhere where there's a phone and internet connection. So you don't have to worry about commuting. You don't have to worry about maintaining an office. You get to work seamlessly from the comfort of your own home because coaching is primarily virtual. You can, of course, offer in-person sessions. You can have in-person workshops and retreats, but you don't have to rely on that. So, during the pandemic, a very stressful time for a lot of people, coaches were very fortunate because we were already running our businesses virtually. So there were so many people that had to pivot and adjust their career path, whereas coaches were able to just double down on what they were already doing. So it's so easy to make your services very accessible to others. Another reason why coaching is so secure and gives you so much job security is because of the flexibility that you have with it. Okay, coaching is a service that's not like a regular transactional service. It's a transformational service. So you get to choose who you work with. You get to choose what you want to charge. You get to also choose how much value you really want to provide to others, whether it be supporting other entrepreneurs or coaching parents or creative people or high-level executives, men, women. You get to decide exactly who you want to work with. You have the freedom to choose that. You get to work with people that you love to work with. Like you get to decide. You might as well work with people that you naturally enjoy being around and connecting with. Right? You have the freedom to determine what you want your business model to look like, what you want to price your offerings at. And we provide plenty of templates and resources in our program to help you out with that. But if you don't want to do group work, you can focus on one-on-one work. If you want to have a wider reach, you can do group programs. Coaching is one of those few professions where you truly get so much choice and so much flexibility. So you don't have to travel. You don't have to do strenuous labor. You get to enjoy your nice cozy chair in a home office. And it's such a low stress way to just stay mentally engaged and active, which is really great just for your own mental well-being. You're not tied to any specific city, country, or time zone. So if you feel like you're in a location and you feel limited by options, well, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, what country or town you live in. If you have internet access, you have endless opportunities for you in front of you as a coach. Endless opportunities. This is what's called the digital economy. And we are just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all of the income potential in the digital economy. More and more money is spent for online and virtual services every single year. So it's incredible what you can create by being a part of the digital economy without needing a business that requires a physical space. You don't need a storefront, no warehouse. We even send out, like in the academy, we send our students manuals. But all we do whenever we have a student is we have an automated message go out to our printing company that we're in partnership with, and they print out and they ship the manuals to our students right away. So there's no storage space on my part. It's just all automated. So how this relates to you is if you want to provide some physical products like journals or workbooks to your clients, you also are able to do that effortlessly without requiring a location. Another reason that the coaching industry and the coaching career is so secure is because of the demand. I can't emphasize this enough. As long as people are wanting to grow and evolve and improve their lives, coaching will always be in demand. Now, some people think, oh, coaching is like a luxury expense just for rich people who like don't have a better way to spend their money. I've heard wild things like that from time to time. And maybe you've heard that and you might believe that a little bit. I want you to know that that's not true. Coaching addresses very real, very urgent challenges in people's lives. Okay, coaching supports people with their health. It supports people in their relationships, with their careers, with their money, with their time. And I can go on and on. Okay, as long as people are willing to grow, which we biologically are wired to evolve, so there will always be the desire to want to grow and improve, there will be people willing to invest in that. And people are spending more than ever before on their growth, on their personal development. Companies invest so much every year to invest in coaching for their teams because they know that they get such a great return on that investment. And unlike a lot of industries that are becoming obsolete, especially with new softwares, technologies, and some people think a lot about AI, artificial intelligence, coaching really thrives on the human connection. Right? As the world becomes more digital, more people crave human connection and guidance. And one of the cornerstones of coaching is accountability. So this is something that no AI can really do. A lot of the magic in coaching comes from the follow-up that coaches have with their clients, right? When you have another human being that's expecting something of you, when you have a coach that has an expectation on their client to follow through on their goals, that puts a positive pressure on someone that you don't feel if you're chit-chatting with AI. So coaches have a real big advantage here because our industry is so secure. It's so needed. That human connection is so valuable, and the accountability cannot be provided from anywhere else. Now, it does require education in order to really know how to market yourself well as a coach. So some people might hear me talk about the demand of coaching, and you might hear me in other episodes mention how people spend thousands of dollars for coaching, and you might wonder, how on earth do they do that? Well, this is where it's really helpful to go through our program because we have such a big portion of our training on business development. So when you know how to market yourself the right way, which is exactly what we teach, you're going to know how to become an in-demand coach. You're going to know how to really speak to a real urgent challenge in someone's life, right? Coaching is not just a feel-good service. You're not telling your clients to just think happy thoughts. You are really addressing real challenges in their life that's having a big cost on them, that they would rather spend thousands of dollars to solve it with you than deal with it on their own. One of our students learn in our program, our premium coaching formula. You're going to learn how to attract the clients, the people out there right now that want that really value their growth and transformation. Those are the people that willingly and happily and excitedly invest thousands of dollars in themselves because they know that it's really going to help them move forward and level up in their lives. One other really awesome part about coaching that makes it so secure is the profit margin. This is something a lot of people don't really consider when they think of starting a business. Okay, there's so much profit margin. So in a lot of other industries, there's high overhead costs, right? You might have to deal with renting an office and all the utilities. It could cost you in other industries thousands of dollars a month just to keep the lights on. But coaching, on the other hand, requires just a few essential tools. You need an internet connection. You need a cell phone, which are things that you probably already own and pay for. You need a laptop or a computer. You need some video software, like maybe Zoom, but a lot of people can also use this for free on Google Meet. And then you just need a website. That's it. Social media is free to have an account on. You don't have to be spending money on ads. You can attract clients organically. In fact, we highly discourage any coaches from even thinking about paid ads until they're in the six figures. Okay, I always encourage students, and I've done this myself, build your coaching up organically because that's going to help you know what is truly a powerful offer before you start throwing money at that offer with ads, right? We want to make sure you have a viable offer and you already have success organically. So you don't have to be spending money on ads as well. So what this means is that almost all of what you make is profit. It's what you take home. And I always find it very interesting. I see a lot of clips online of people that go around and ask entrepreneurs, how much money do you make? And a lot of them will say, oh, they make whatever, $500,000, $700,000, million plus. But what I care about more than what someone makes is how much they keep, and also how much time they put into their business. Like how many hours per week are they working? Because if you're making a lot of money and you are working around the clock, is it really worth it? If you're making a lot of money, but you're not keeping most of it because you're just spending it all on your business, you have all these expenses, then is it really worth it? Now, I will say, right, especially in your earlier phase, a lot of what you make in the earlier phase, you will reinvest back in your business, right? Like when you start making money, you want to make sure that you are paying for a software or something that could keep your business running, or investing in mentorship, in education that could be helpful to you. So it's still important my point is, it's still important to invest in your business to keep it afloat, but you don't need to be spending so much of the overhead costs that a lot of other traditional businesses deal with. Okay. And you also don't have to be working around the clock. You have so much time freedom because you can have an intimate number of clients every year and make an incredible income as a coach. Right? If you want to make $15,000 a month, you can enroll 3 clients a month for $5,000 each. Boom. You've made $15,000. For many years when I was running my coaching business, I was charging around $10,000 for a high ticket, high value program. And I'd have 12 to 15 clients that I enrolled in the year. 12 to 15 clients in the year. And I was making around $150K or so. And that was amazing. I had so much spaciousness in my life. I was only having a few coaching sessions a week. That's it. And that's what I really liked. I liked that I was having this balance of making a good income, but also having a lot of time freedom. And that is something that is so rare. And I wish more people understood the importance of whenever you pursue entrepreneurship. Okay, what's amazing about coaching is there's no cap on your income. Okay, you earn based on what you decide you want to earn and the value you put out there, not the hours that you put in. So there's no cap to your earning potential. You don't have to let someone else decide what you're going to earn. You really get to determine what you want to charge, and you get to scale your business as you grow. And as I mentioned earlier, just a few high ticket clients can generate an amazing income for you. And this is why it's one of the things we specialize in teaching our coaches in the academy, how to stand out by being more of a premium tier coach in the industry, offering something that's really high value and working with really committed clients who are eager to invest in themselves. Now, I want to end with one more point on this, and that's about retirement years. Coaching is so retirement friendly. Maybe you are approaching retirement years, or you're not, but you've thought about it before, right? Those golden years of your life. Have you ever thought what you're going to do? How are you going to make money during that time? Are you going to rely on something like Social Security? Is that going to be enough for you? Because people are living longer. And many people are finding that their retirement is not going to last for them. It's not enough. So what's really great about coaching is that there's very low physical exertion required, right? You don't have to be doing much with your body. You can actually chill and sit down and take your coaching calls. So very low physical exertion. So it's something that you're really able to continue doing throughout many chapters of your life. Like I'm in my 30s right now, and I could see myself really comfortably coaching for the rest of my life and still really enjoying it. Not worrying about, am I going to be able to physically continue to do this work? A lot of jobs require they have physical requirements that might not be sustainable as you age. Right? So with so many of the advancements that we've had in healthcare and people living longer, a lot of people are unfortunately outliving their savings. So this old model of retiring at 65 and just having this pension that you're going to be happy on, it doesn't really apply anymore. A lot of pensions are shrinking. Social Security is not enough to maintain a lifestyle that most people want. So coaching really is a way to stay financially independent without needing to return to a traditional job in the later years of your life, right? You want to be relaxing during those years, not having like go back in and working for someone else again and dealing with stressful commutes and all that. So it's so perfect for aging bodies as well. I think this is something a lot of people really don't consider. And if you're, on the younger side listening to this podcast, well, these are the things you want to think about. Are you getting yourself in an industry that is sustainable throughout the decades of your life? So I just want to end by saying that, the way to job security is by you being your own boss. And the best way for you to have job security is through a career in coaching. Okay, do not let your paycheck be determined by someone else's decision. Don't think that because your job feels stable today, that it's going to be stable tomorrow. Okay, a lot of employees who become reliant and comfortable because of the benefits the paycheck to structure, they might feel a little bit afraid to step out on their own. And I want to give you this reassurance that it doesn't have to be so black or white. So when you decide to become a coach, no one's going to tell you to quit your job right away and like cold turkey just stop. In fact, I discourage that. You can seamlessly transition into a career as a coach. You don't have to drop everything right away. There's a way to transition into it. And we will show you exactly how to do this. Most of our students, they have a transition plan that they follow. We provide them with help on this. In fact, just this week, I heard of 2 of our coaches in the academy who were officially like closing the chapter on their other jobs pre-coaching and are now fully devoting themselves to coaching. So they've transitioned out. We hear stories like this all the time. It's a really awesome and exciting milestone to achieve. So just imagine that day for you. Imagine the day when you are no longer working for someone else. If you're going into an office, like you're packing up your stuff and you're leaving that office and you're saying goodbye for good. And you can fully devote yourself to doing work that you love, that gives you so much freedom and so much flexibility. So while staying in a traditional job might feel comfortable, it also leaves you very exposed and really vulnerable. And I am sharing this episode because I don't want that to happen for you. The only real security comes from building something on your own, where your income and your future are really in your hands. And coaching is one of the few careers that really gives you the true independence and financial control that make the difference. So a lot of people think leaving behind a job is risky, but really, what if the true risk is staying in a career that's not giving you control? Just food for thought. So hopefully this has landed for you. And of course, if you're interested in pursuing a career, a business in coaching, we would love to help you out with that. We have a new cohort that is starting very soon. So go ahead and visit our website and check out our stuff. We got a free training up there. Reach out if you have any questions. I want you to be in full control of your financial future. Okay, do it for your sanity, do it for your purpose, and do it for the people that you love. Okay, you don't have to wait for any raise. You can go create it. You can give yourself a raise. All right, everybody, thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you've been enjoying the show, I would so appreciate it if you took a moment, left us a 5-star review. It means the world. And I'm so excited to give you lots more episodes throughout this year. So thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next one.
Hey, would you like access to powerful coaching tools you can use on yourself and clients right away? For being a listener of the podcast, I'm giving you a VIP guest pass to get a sneak peek into my coach training program. Inside, you'll learn our coaches' secret tool they use to transform their clients' lives. And you'll also get a training on how to launch a coaching business. Just head over to www.thrivingcoachacademy.com/VIP to get started. I'll see you on the inside.